I saw something at the corner of my eye. It was fast, too fast that it rattled my eyes. Then I was overwhelmed with a touch of breath down my neck. I looked back, but nothing was there. Then what? Well, I carried on down the hallway. Then I felt when it left the room and followed me. It was mimicking my steps. I looked back again, and this time it was there. I was scared, man. That's when you decided to scream and pluck a patient's eyes out with a toothpick, right? I don't recall. Sounds a little insane, don't you think? Man, I don't even know why I'm in here. I'm not crazy. But you're seeing things that aren't in this house, then caused irreversible damage to your fellow friend. The whole point is for you to get treatment so you can grow sane again and not diminish and destroy. Oh, he's behind you. Who? Oran Betroff. He's right there with his hands on your shoulder. We better act fast. With Symphy still staring into my eyes, there's no time for her to ponder on the deadly shimmer that makes her mouth froth. She turns away and screams at me to do something. I'm sorry, but I've got to let her go. Krish drops Ezlynn and darts off while she's goth splashed on the floor. Krish! I'm livid. That's one man down and two to go. Oh hell no. Mercy hasn't said a word, just a draped mouth that drools like she's sitting in a steak house. Oran slowly reveals himself. Burnt toast skin, long slivered neck, sunken sticky eyes with a malicious glow, long arms, sharp brittle nails. He points at us with his swan neck fingers. His bow legs limp towards us with the prominent gait of a gangster. I have no choice but to tell everyone to run for it. I'm so fast, it's depersonalizing me until I feel like I'm outside of my body looking at myself. Rick's cheeks flutter with glazed eyes beside me. Mercy belts it like an athlete. Symphy's eyes septic red. I'm so scared for Ezlynn's tread. Now I see a distant figure grow larger through this sort of portal. It's dead quiet, and all I can hear is fast patters and echo wheezing and heavy breathing. It's Krish! He looks back at me, but past me. I'm not sure if there is something running towards me. Suddenly, I exit this uncanny space and find us in this tight squeeze of a hallway. The dim lights flicker with an airy voice that's choppy, and every time it's off, the hallway broadens while wavering shadows feed our vision. They sliver through, they quiver through, their generals got rhythm. Vertigo taps on my brain. The shadows seem to twist, and everything looks upside down. But I'm not sure if it's just me, or if we're all drowning in the same craze. Now the shadows look like human beings that's living in this house. I remember when we walked past the room with the two chasing each other around, with the big beady-eyed doll and thick mottled hands. We drop to the ground. Then we all slowly get up, shaking off the daze. I guess we were all upside down, though I see a soft glow in the distant hallway. A shard of a silver lining. We need Ezlynn, I say. We don't. There's a light, and we'll get there, Krish replies. You are no one to talk, running off like that. But I had no choice. There's always a choice. Shut it, the pair of ya, Rick butts in.
We have no time for this, so let's go.
Mercy shouts as Synthy's in a state of quiet, chilling fear. Now that we are upright, the beings have reverted back to shadows. So we've got to think quickly. Aha! I signal us to wait and say, when the lights turn dim, we move as far as we can. And when it turns off and the hallway broadens, we stop and dodge every single one of them. Alfonso's voice trickles through the air. Move with agility. Dodge with precision. If they touch you, you're fried. And will spend the rest of your life in the arid flue. Here we go. Time to get greasy and avoid our perishing. Synthy ramps up her courage and leads with grace. Rick's next. Ladies first, I say to Mercy, 'cause if I get taken down, Krish will protect you from behind. As soon as the light goes off, a shadow almost grabs Synthy. Rick uses his combat skills to duck and dive. Mercy free flows with her intellect. And I'm street smart. I can see things coming from a distance, though Krish has a knack for sensing things behind him. But not this time, because one of them grabs me and looks right into my eyes to absorb me in with a silent force. My life drained out of me like I'm siphoned by a leech. I begin to become detached from reality. My senses fall apart. My body starts dissolving into the ether. Colors I've never seen on this spectrum strike my vision. Then I see my late loved ones. Auntie Greaves, Uncle Early. Please don't let them take me. Now all of a sudden, I'm pulled back into the physical. Krish has pulled me away. Some of the shadows' mouths open wide with a sucking sound. Others' eyes sink and protrude with a manic hum. This place is a madness. It makes me feel small, inconsequential, easy to be stepped on. My balance is off, still reeling from the heavy near-end experience. Besides, I'm angry at myself, because all I can hear are bellows of grief from Mercy, and I cannot save her. Substantial pain of loss at the hands of a mistake. She let them in that day, posing as the handyman. By the time she got upstairs, screams of terror rang through the walls. Ah! So she opened the window, but hid in the wardrobe. Slow and easy footsteps up the stairs. The handyman entered her room. White latex gloves, crinkled baggy morph suit made from leather, and garbed in a mask of an old man's skin. Smeared bits of flesh, her eyes wince through the slit. She covers her mouth. Don't sound an inch. Mercy! Her father screams from downstairs. The handyman smiles and calmly leaves, but she cannot dwell, only clench her fist at her hopelessness. As I come to my senses, Rick carries Mercy over his shoulder. He assesses each threat as quick as he can, shielding himself but protecting Mercy from every sickening strike. He ducks, runs and slides, and he's up in no time. Oh no, Rick's taken a turn for the worse. And it's instant. He freezes like a statue as the shadow takes hold of him and gazes into his eyes. Mercy slips from his shoulder as his life flashes before his eyes. A 14-year-old Rick, pushed around by roughnecks, grabbed up against the wall, tossed onto the floor. Get up! A 28-year-old Rick, an everyday citizen in need of control, commanding authority over his vulnerable colleagues, abusing his position of power. Do it now. No! You're fired, freak. But I have a family to feed. So? Officer Rick Storm, yeah? That's right. So why'd you call me? You remember my cousin, yeah? You gave him the nickname Crooked Hugh. Oh, him. That scrawny fella deserved it. Rick writhes as he's fooled by my warm touch. Mercy's already up, en route to the end of the hallway. But Chris seems like he's being annihilated by two of them. It's a grey day in India, and an 11-year-old Krish is on his way to school with a few friends and his twin sister Varsha. And although laughter drifts through the air, the sky doesn't look right. A loud roar oscillates from the ocean. A sudden rise of a tide towers over this country. The laughters turn into screams of terror as crashing waves sweep away the surface, while they all grapple and climb up whatever they can to remain safe. Two friends are immediately hauled into the distance, then dragged under the water. Varsha hangs onto a metal pole, Krish onto a palm tree. He reaches out to her, telling her to grab his hands, but the struggle to touch leaves an eager pain in their faces. And by the time they knew it, Varsha was snatched by the ocean waves. Varsha! Krish waggles his head when I see Cynthia and Mercy approaching the soft glow. Just a tad longer, and the last of us will be there. Rick is slightly ahead of us. Me and Krish pick up the pace as the three of us square off against the three of them. Their general instantly emerges from the darkness, barking a disgusting laugh. Then all the shadows vanish. I'm baffled. That was all too easy. There must be something else ahead. I agree, Krish sighs. Whatever they are, won't vanish without a purpose. We gotta get to the ladies, mate, Rick states. We blurt off, flickering through the soft glow. As soon as we step out at the other end, my suspicions were right. Patients that look like flames have scorched their skin. Wait at the bottom of the staircase.